Well, officially, welcome to the broadcast, everyone. We are so excited to have all of you guys here. We do have a lot to cover today on this. This is a live work session. And when I say live work session, I mean live work session. We're going to be taking you guys step by step. We told you bring a lead and you're leaving with a client. So we are really excited for today's event. Now, as always, that chat box is going to be open. I want you guys using it. Make sure you're giving us your feedback, asking questions, making comments, all of that throughout the event, especially today on a live work session. And make sure that you guys have also liked and followed the Facebook page, that you subscribed to the YouTube page, and that you're using that chat box today because not only is it great interactive ability, it also gets you added to that kit giveaway. And who doesn't love free marketing material? So be sure to be using that today. Now, I mentioned that this is a live work session. So with a live work session, that means you are coming here today with the ability to capitalize on this call in a way like no other call has been able to do for you. So this is going to be a very exciting event. This is a time where it's really power-packed. You are going to have a very nice turnaround on this call. I think you'll all be very excited about it. And with that, it is going to be simple, fast, effective. I'm not going to give too much away because Ryan and Kendra are going to walk you through it. But let's just say today is not a meeting. Today is a conversion machine. So without further ado, I would like to welcome in Ryan and Kendra Maddock to the broadcast. Ryan and Kendra, welcome.
Oh, we're not up yet. There we go.
Oh, there she is. You did such a good intro. I love it. As Heather said, today is different. And, this is, I want to point out something unique. This is our last broadcast of 2025. Can you guys believe it? 2025 is coming to a close.
I feel like it just started.
I do too. It's insane. And that's not the only thing that makes it unique. Heather talked about the live work session. We've literally never done this before. And Ryan, we do this with our internal team. All the time. This is how we get a lot of our actual work done, but it's very different, very unique. You need to have a pen and paper ready with you.
Yeah, you can have meetings. The problem with meetings is they're not highly productive. So we have work sessions where we're all in our laptops, all working on the same project at the same time. And that's a little more what we're doing today. So as you hear things, first homework assignment, you need a piece of paper.
I would say more than one.
Yeah.
A couple of pieces of paper,
so get out
a notebook, your favorite pen. If you have one, have them there, have them handy.
Yeah, grab that. I know we all have apps and we can type thing in Apple Notes and stuff, but if you have something nearby, I really would. There's something about writing some down that helps you stay engaged. So one of the first things I would tell you is that as we are going through things, if Kendra says something or I say something, it triggers a name, an opportunity, a group that you should reach out to, whatever, jot it down because that's going to come into play later on as we give you some specific actionable items. Kendra, I feel like every call except July, we say it's a very important time of year.
It is. It's always
that's
important.
Not hype. They're different kinds of important. December 31st is a pretty big deadline. Talk about that a little bit.
It's unique because this isn't a time that happens any other point in the year. Like you have the early tax season, which is April, and then obviously we have September, and both of those have a similar vibe, a similar deadline or momentum. This one's different. Year-end decisions are putting business owners in a mindset that we don't get any other time of year. They're making decisions on closing out their 2025 cash flow, which leads to more decisions about foundational or fundamental things that they need to do in 2026 or right away.
Yeah.
And this window is not going to happen again until next year, a year from now. So they're more open right now to financial strategies, things that we can offer than literally any other point in the year.
Yeah. Now, this is a perceived deadline. If you're thinking right now, wait a minute, there's no, I know about March 15th. I know about April 15th. I know about, all these other things. You have to understand that December is a perceived deadline. It's something that people put on themselves and they feel like, I've got to get that done by the end of the year. Right. I got to tell you, like the week between Christmas and New Year's, we'll often close more cost segs or more R&Ds that sometimes 3 or 4 days. Mm-hmm. Deals that have been out there since August or September, October, they'll close during that time period. So it's this mental thing that's going on a little bit.
Right. And I don't want to get too far into that because I want you to touch on that specifically, but it allows that mental shift, allows you to hop in and fill in that gap or break through the noise, because what you have is different from everything else they're being thrown at right now. Like this time of year, they're getting documentation about other departments end of year planning for next year. They're getting documentation from CPA on planning for next year, closing out this year. They're getting told what the annual December party for the business is going to look like, their white elephant, their whatever. And it's just stacks and piles of decisions that they need to make. So you have props. Yeah, these are your props. You have the opportunity to break through that noise right now.
Because there's this mental thing that happens, in the month of December. People want to start, they don't want to carry the baggage of
it's a good way to
2025 into 2026. So in order to do that, they're in their task manager. They're doing things. They're like, hey, in 2026, I really want this to be going on with my team. So I'm going to restructure my calendar. And I really don't want this on my task list. So I'm going to get rid of it. And so what happens is people, all their physical items, all those things are kind of tidying up or cluttering up, I should say, their email box and things. They're saying, okay, I don't want to file this away. I want to either trash it or I want to just process it and go with it, because everyone wants to leave and start with this like clean slate. Is really a good way to say it.
It's funny. The first time you told me about this mentality, I looked it up because I wanted to know like the psychology behind it. And there's literally a topic that it's called the fresh start effect.
Yeah.
And I guess what you're saying is we need to be aligning with that psychological momentum that they're going to have because of this. And they're already feeling it.
Yeah.
And we have a solution for that.
I want you to understand there's this, I guess the best way to say it, there's this muscle memory that goes on right now that people are used to making decisions very quickly and they're used to giving yeses very quickly. There's a lot of like, hey, Fred, I've been waiting on this. I've been asking you for months. What are you going to do? And it's like, yes. Okay. And this person needs an answer on this. Yes. Okay. And, the kids' Christmas presents are 3 times what because of inflation and everything. Yes. Okay. We just need to do it. We need to get the spring break vacation lined up. Yes. So people are just in this mode where they're used to getting things done. And I guess the best way to say it is you need to tie into that muscle memory that I'm talking about, where people are just in this automatic mode that they're saying yes. This goes back to an old sales technique of you don't ever just go in for the close. You get them to say yes to several things first. Like, do you guys have any growth plans in 2026? Yes. Would extra cash flow help that? Yes. Okay. Well, we need to get this done by the end of the year to make sure this is part of your 2025. Now, I want you to understand something. Full disclosure. Is there any more money available or less money available, I should say, January 2nd than there is December 30th? And the answer is kind of, but not really. The only thing is it is the last day for people to include it and write it off for the end of the year. So we get a lot of that. But really, full transparency, what you're tapping into is that muscle memory where people are just saying, yes, I want to do that. And you just need to be a part of that yes right now is, I guess, the best way to say it. Okay. Yes, exactly.
Speaking of that, there's a deadline.
There is an actual deadline, and they're also hearing about this. So let's talk about this because we've been getting flooded with questions. If you've seen this, I mean, like Fox News, ABC, everybody's been talking about this massive R&D change. And, I would say every partnership call that I've done in the last month and a half has asked me about the new deadline. So there is an actual deadline that's coming up that we need to all be aware of, and it's the R&D look back deadline.
Right. And we have had a lot of you ask questions about it too. And this is major because it is going to be when the first eligible, those clients who are eligible for the retroactive R&D credits drops off.
Yeah.
So when that happens, it's gone. Like it's done. And there is a specific deadline that they're calling it right now. We know things are fluid and can change, but around mid-July is when this is going to happen. And you need to remember, we've talked about this before. This isn't a tax write-off. This is a physical check. Sometimes it up tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And when you're the person who's able to say, hey, there is this deadline. I'm sure you've heard news about it. I know how to help you get it. You become the hero.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties into what we're doing today, this whole work session and everything, that mentality that you need to have. But Ryan, there is something we need to ask ourselves, and that's, how can you help us understand what this means for both us, like as advisors, affiliates, and the client? Like,
Okay.
what does it mean?
I'm going to go back to a slide that I used in September, but talk about it in the aspect of this new deadline. So taking a look at that. So I want you to understand how the previous administration was handling the R&D tax credit. So the way that was handling is, if a business spent, let's say in 2021, they spent $5 million, then what would happen is you had to amortize that $5 million over 5 years. So they said, okay, you spent $5 million, just like with a cost seg building, they say, hey, you spent money, but we're going to make you break it down. You can't take the whole deduction now, which is insane, by the way.
Yeah.
This is payroll money in most cases. And, the previous administration said, hey, so you spent $5 million on payroll. We're not going to let you write it all off. You're going to break it down into 5 increments. And so let's just say that on $1 million, the sample company that I have right here, let's say that $1 million are going to get about $65,000 in credit. Now, under the previous administration, they would still get their $325,000, but Kendra, they would get it over 5 years.
It seems so insignificant at that point.
It is. It's insane. So this year, imagine going to someone and saying, hey, congratulations, you spent $5 million and I can get you a $65,000 tax credit. That's nothing. So now the other thing people have to understand is, Kendra, this is stacked. This is every year. So in 2021, I spent $5 million and I didn't get a $5 million deduction. I got a $1 million deduction. Now the next year, I spent another $5 million in 2022 and I get another $1 million deduction because they're making me spread it out. So you look at this, and Kendra, what it really comes down to is, before I as a business will ever get my $325,000, you've got to spend $25 million. I hope the math is tracking and you're getting this. This is absolutely insane. And it makes us one of, if not the worst, R&D or manufacturing tax climate in the industrialized world. Okay. That's partially I don't want to get political. It's not about that. It is a crappy financial situation for the American business owner. 2021, 2022, 23. Kendra, refresh my memory. Were there other challenges going on in 21, 22, and 23?
Maybe some recovery. I don't know. A little bit, maybe?
Yeah, maybe like parts crisis, maybe like supply and demand shortage.
Employers were not able to find any, but it was crazy.
In the time where manufacturers in the U.S. needed, not even, I don't even want to call it a handout, a break on their own money the most. Instead, they say, hey, keep America working. And by the way, we'll let you take a deduction for 1/5 of what you pay out. Let me put it one other way. I'm a manufacturer. I'm going to really pound this home so you understand. I'm a manufacturer. I bring in $5 million in gross revenue. I spend all $5 million of it on payroll, making America good and, keeping people employed, because that's what I was told to do to be a good citizen during 2021. So how much money is in my bank account, Kendra? I brought in $5 million in gross. I spent $5 million on payroll.
Zero.
Okay, I have $0, except according to the IRS, I have $4 million that I'm going to be taxed on, because they're only giving me, listen, I don't know how it's making such news right now about the fact that they can look back and they're like, oh, major break for, no, the American manufacturer got absolutely railroaded the last few years. But luckily in the new administration, whether you love them or hate them, whatever the case is, this isn't about blue or red. This is about manufacturers that got railroaded. Then now we're going to get some of their money back. Okay. This isn't a handout. This is their money. So here's how things work right now. You spend $5 million in 2025 or 2026, whatever the case is. And Kendra, you get to fully expense. Imagine that.
Where's the claps?
Yeah. Do I have?
You have, don't you?
There
it is.
Okay. So you get to full expense that, as you should, by the way, as you always have been able to the last 30 years up until the last administration, which means that $325 that you can get that in the tax deduction, not just the reduced amount in paid taxes, but also the tax credit, you're going to be able to get that right away. So $65,000 under the previous administration, $325,000 under the new administration. Now, let's talk about these middle years here. And I promise I'm winding up. This is the only math I'll do the whole day, I promise. I don't like math any more than you do, but it's an important part of the storyline to understand. So Kendra, 22, 23, and 24, two things happened. Number one, people only wrote off $1 million when they should have written off $5 million. And the other thing is, in this example, they only took $65,000 when they should have taken $325,000.
Exactly.
That 180 different. No, that's more than that.
I did the math earlier. I don't
Anyways,
remember.
That's the first person to do it in the, come on, somebody, I'm looking at the live chat. What's 325 minus 65? What's 325 minus 65?
Is it 280?
260. Okay, geez. What's 260 times 3? Wow, I'm struggling today. 780. So this client, we could go get him a $780,000 check plus a $325,000 for the year 2025 right now. And Kendra, in most cases, as you pointed out,
I hope that's sinking in. I mean, we took it was a little detour, but look at that. That's what that means. We're able to get them a check.
I'm all about the sound effects today. So. Okay. So physical check there.
780,000.
Yeah. On top of their other. So, and then you're also this huge hero because on top of that, they're going to go in and they're going to, we're reducing their overall taxable liability for that year, but that's not a credit. We don't charge for that. That's just part of this new aspect there. So, Kendra, that's something that people need to be looking at.
Well, and you need to be paying attention because there's something specific that I hope you're all grasping. Someone is going to help them file this claim and get this money. It's too big. Not for, say, the ERC thing to happen. You remember all of a sudden when ERC hit, every Tom, Dick, and Harry was an ERC expert. And we all know that that's just not the truth.
Yeah.
You have access. You are the expert. You need to be the one closing them. And we already have many advisors who are. There's already secured IRS checks for many clients. But we need to drill home that you are the person. Not somebody else, not some insurance guy who figured it out or a CPA who's like, I'm going to go talk to people about this. There's too much money on the table right now for you to miss out on this.
Yeah. One of my favorite things that happened during ERC is I got pitched ERC by my HVAC guy. This was so like staying in my basement. And he's telling me about he got ERC and stuff like that and going through. And then he's like, have you guys taken that yet? And I just let him talk because I want to hear where he was going with it. And then he gave me a referral code on a website to go check out. I'm like, this is insanity.
Yeah.
And guys, the reason why is when you see something soaring that so many people are going to take advantage of, everybody
jumps on board.
Yeah.
But you are primed to take advantage of this. So if you're not closing, it's because you chose not to move forward and do it.
So number one, if you stay silent on this, the manufacturers in your community, someone will do this. I promise you that. Do you go out there in April and May and things like that? I'm telling you, it's all done. They've already done it. Someone has done this. It was either a used car sales rep, their HVAC person, somebody like that. So number one,
insurance rep, somebody.
You should be doing this. It won't be their CPA because their CPA can't do. That's the one person you don't have to worry about approaching your clients is their CPA. Their CPAs, by and large, can't do this, but someone will do this. So number one, it should be you. And number two, and this is almost for a different call, Kendra, but you should be out there. Everybody on here should be mass going out there, building referral partnerships, affiliates, bringing in agents, whatever the phraseology you want to use there. Everyone should be out there doing this because I'm telling you, everyone is going to be offering this. So I'm going to say two things. Number one, it might as well be you. And number two, it might as well be through you.
Exactly.
If
it's not going to be you, it should be through you.
Yeah. So you need to be offering this to every business you can come encounter with and every partnership that you can build. And if you don't know how to do that, reach out to support and they will tell you how to bring in those partnerships so that, they can, so that they're set up the right way and qualify towards you.
So if you're new, as we have many new ones that have come on board in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, ask yourself, who are my ideal clients? That's the question that should be in your head right now. And those of you who've been around forever and you think you're an expert on this and you know who your ideal clients are, I beg you to pay attention a little bit because I think your minds are going to be blown not only on who they are, but the market size and potential that we're going to show you right now.
So when you're thinking about this, So, Kendra, let's start by talking about manufacturers that are likely to qualify for the R&D tax credit. I don't even mean software companies,
No, these are
pharmaceutical, and everything.
high qualifiers. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to dig for it.
These are 5.4 million in the US that are high qualifiers for the R&D tax credit. And then you move into commercial property, which, by the way, that same piece of ink that gave us this restoration of the R&D tax credit the way it is, gave a 25% bump on cost segregation.
Yep.
So you get a 5x bump on R&D, you get a 25% increase on cost seg, and there's over 2 million high qualifiers.
Yeah, I think that's a low number. I think
that's high qualifiers.
Yeah, those are really high. I think the number is probably double that in reality.
Yeah. And then you have the other employer credits, which were also improved dramatically under this last bill for another 6 million businesses. So the market cap on this is enormous. I had somebody in our SWAT group say, well, if we're all calling the same manufacturers, aren't we going to trip over each other?
Maybe you should be the quickest one to the finish line.
I like that. Maybe you should be quickest. I like that.
Why complain? Just be the quickest.
Yep. Be out there. You've got the tools. But the other part is there's plenty of market share and there's plenty of money to give out. So between now and June, $2.3 trillion available. And Kendra, the name of the game here is how much of that $2.3 trillion can you make it rain down on these millions of companies? I mean, really, that's what we're saying.
Right. Because every dollar you give away or get into their hands, you're going to get paid on. So just that's the way you need to think about it. Every single dollar that my client is able to capture, I get paid on.
Yeah.
And now, like after all that, like that's dramatic. Now, you know, you're talking about who you should be talking to. Let's take a look and maybe see some examples and start with that piece of paper we told you about.
Yeah.
Pull it out. Have it in front of you, your favorite pen.
You want to make some money?
Some of you have a favorite pen.
I don't mean to do you guys want to make some money? I mean, I've been doing this for 20-some years, 25 years now. I know how to do this. I'm not trying to be arrogant. You guys know me as a somewhat humble person, at least. I don't know if humble is the word, but I'm certainly not arrogant. But I'm telling you, I know how to close business. I know how to do this. I'm going to teach you how to do this.
So one of the first things is
get your piece of paper out. And as something strikes, write it down. Okay. The first one I want to talk about is manufacturers. Now, Kendra, every community you can drive, there's that that road or that stretch of roads that is kind of windy. Industrial park where there's 2 to 10 to 20 to 30. Just looks like in your town, I guarantee this exists.
I don't want to hear anybody say, well, there's no manufacturing in my area. Because if you've been around long enough, you know that I actually have a physical map that shows every manufacturing across the nation, and every state has niche manufacturing.
Yeah.
If you want it, the girls can give it to you. You have manufacturing in your area. You just have to peek around the corner. It's right there.
Yeah. So if you're like, well, I don't know who those are, for those of you that are in basic, which I don't want to get talking about basic and premium and all that kind of stuff, but I will mention, by the way, you can go in, you can type in your zip code and see all those 5.4 million high qualifiers. You can see all the ones that are in your area.
Yep.
So for those of you that I said basic, what I meant was for those of you that are in premium, and this isn't don't put in the comment, oh, Ryan's trying to sell us premium. No, you also have phone books and Google. So, but we have done it for you where you can go search all the ones in your area. If you're in premium, if you don't know how to do that, ask in the chat. Support will send you a link on how to do that. So
hopefully you're writing names down.
Yeah. Right. So you got to be thinking about that tool and die shop, that plastics company, that injection molding company, that design company, whatever the case is, you know that there's somebody that is coming to mind. Kendra, we'll kind of fly through some of these.
Auto dealerships. There's always some in your area. Hotels. Restaurants, all the different hospitalities that you can think of, different levels of hotels, kind of expanding on manufacturing. You got machine shops, wineries. You guys forget about agriculture and wineries, engineering, your doctor's office, your local doctor's office. Yeah. Any level of retail usually has an investment in their property, tool and die. Coffee shops. They also have retail that are usually connected. Dentist office, your veterinarian, any distribution center. If it looks like a warehouse, we can probably work with it. Here's a surprising one: health spas.
Yeah.
Health spas are huge for cost segregation.
We've done a ton of massage MVs
Yep.
and things like that.
Farming, a lot of areas, like, Midwest and stuff, you guys have a lot of agriculture. So that was just a quick run through. And I'm sure if you can, your piece of paper, it should have a bunch of crap all over it now, like just a mind map of scribbles. And if it didn't, you didn't do the task.
Yeah.
Because you just need to open your mind and think, and hopefully the visual helped you. Oh yeah, I know this one, this one, this one. So that should be
Manufacturing,
busy.
car dealership, hotels, restaurants, doctors'
That
offices.
alone should fill your page.
Know people, as we said, those you got to be thinking. Now, here's what I want you to do. If you're like, I don't know anyone like that, then I would ask you to dig deep of who do you know that knows someone like that. Like, I got a buddy here in town. He's a realtor. His name's John. And anytime I don't know someone, I know John knows someone. And so you just, I'll just say,
I
like,
just called John 2 days ago.
yes, like literally, if I got a decent network of people, but if I don't know someone, I know he knows someone, and I can text him and be like, "Do you know anybody that this, that, and the other?" So again, I'm going to name a couple: manufacturers, car dealerships, hotels, restaurants, doctors' offices. You must know some, okay? You have to, and if not, write down the name of the person who's like, "No, I don't, but John does."
Or, worst comes to worst, Google does. ChatGPT does.
Yeah. You can listen when you're handing out free money, you can walk in cold. Like it's not a problem. So,
basically we're going to put that connection together. What are you going to do for them? You're going to get them money that they're entitled to. And that is going to be a win for you because as I mentioned earlier, every dollar you give away is money that you make. Your ideal clients, they're already in your world. They're in your phone. They're in your inbox. They're on LinkedIn. They're connected with you. Everybody likes to read what somebody else posted, right? Everybody has these LinkedIn connections that are like 500 people. I don't know all those people, know? And the one thing that we all still have if we're, older than 32 is a stack of business cards. You have these ideal clients already. Don't wait for them to stumble over you because they're not going to. You need to be out there. You need to be making that connection.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was starting a couple of comments for later. I want you to remember that as you're doing this, you're not selling anything. You have to remember you're giving them something that's imperative to their business, and that's cash flow. You're not walking in with a new ERP software package for the end of the year or anything like that, trying to get them for next year. What you're doing is you're providing something that literally, Kendra, everybody needs.
Exactly. And the thing that kind of ties it back is we talked about this at the opening. They all have end of year goals and they have things that they want, and everything that they want costs money, right? Cash flow is king. So what are you here to do? You're here to help them with that and solve that problem. And you're going to do it with the easiest to use system in the industry. Nobody has what we have. You guys have all seen this. You all know that it's literally like click, 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 done.
Yeah.
Nobody's system works this way.
I got to tell you, there's a new trend that I've been seeing recently, and that is that historically, it's always been people that have never sold the R&D tax credit before that, reach out and say they want to do things. But it's interesting because the last few weeks, I'm getting people that are familiar with R&D, have sold it previously through another company, and maybe stopped. They've heard of it. They have background relationship, and now it's such a big deal in the industry that they've heard about us. They've heard about what we have to offer with the system you're showing here. And the same thing over and over again. People tell me that they're getting 3, 4, 5% closing rates with their last firm. Mm-hmm. For those of you that know, we have a 37.5% closing rate on this service. And so, Kendra, for the first time ever, we have people who have they're familiar, partners is what I'm talking about, partners that are familiar with R&D.
Right.
But to touch on the system, Kendra, nobody.
Yeah, you just mentioned it. You've had so many meetings recently where people used to be involved in R&D and they've done some research, talked to people in the industry, they get connected with you. Your calendar has been full of these people who are like, hey, I want to start selling R&D again. Like the first thing Ryan is like, he acts like, really, why? Yeah. And he talks to them and he gets them to tell him why. And it's because it's so huge right now and they understand how it works.
They see it in the news. Their clients are asking about it. They know there's a big opportunity.
And they've seen our system somehow, either through someone like you or through a client or something of that nature. And they're like, I need to use your system. It's so simple. It's so easy.
I'm telling you, I don't want this to just be a partnership call because I want you to go work. And Kendra, my fear is a lot of times when I tell people go get partners, people don't work. You need to go work. But I do want to say, if you know a financial planner, real estate, life and health, anyone who's in front of clients, PNC is great. These are the people we're getting calls from right now that are just saying, hey, I need this.
Can I
I've
sell
seen
your
your
products?
system before. Can I sell your product? In 20 some years, we've never had this many inbound calls of people saying, hey, I want to sell your, and honestly, Kendra, I haven't had any that weren't one conversation closes, talking about partners, because they see it. So I say that to say, you need to be going out there and, building yourself a team, so to speak, or allowing the opportunity there, because anyone that's in front of clients can easily see this opportunity. But let's stay focused today on you getting some clients, not just you building some partnerships. Think about what this does. So you go out there, whether it's to a partnership or to a client, this is going to build trust. This is going to open doors for people you've always wanted to be in front of. And Kendra, we hear it all the time. It creates lifelong clients.
Right. And it leads to your other services.
Yes.
And that's one thing that we hear from a lot of affiliates and advisors after about a month or two. They say, I know you guys said it, but I didn't realize that it's circular. You're literally going to sell everything and it makes you more valuable. And I love this image that you guys are looking at right now. This guy is so relatable. He's successful. He's picking up that check. He's happy. We want to all be this guy, right? And how are we going to do it? We're going to follow the steps and get there by following exactly what we have to say today.
Now, Kendra, your team has put something together to make the pot a little sweeter, as though it needed to be,
It all revolves around your relationships. And I'm going to use a little cringy play on words, but they're cold relationships. They're like gold. And that's because you're going to utilize them to be able to take advantage of a commission bonus.
Sorry about that.
That we're putting out. I don't want to give you the details now. We'll give them to you in a couple of slides, but it is a very specific bonus that depends on what you do today.
Yeah, we're going to give you a bonus today. And keep in mind what I keep saying. Someone's going to do this. What I don't want,
someone else.
I'm going to tell you, there's no two ways about it. Just like with ERC, people are going to get very rich off of this. There's no, for those of you who've been around for a while, in 25 years of doing monthly calls, I don't say get rich very often. I find it somewhat distasteful, even if it is true sometimes. But when it came to ERC, when it came to this, it's the same thing. Like when you have $2.3 trillion you can give away in 6 months, and you take a percentage of that, people are going to jump on board with this. People are going to go set up websites and they're going to drive traffic to them. They're going to run ads on Facebook. They're going to join LinkedIn groups. They're going to talk to everyone they run into. And so I'm going to say again, might as well be you. Okay. Because it can be irritating to reach out to someone like back in the ERC days. And you're like, hey, I was going to call you last month, but I didn't, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, we just did this. I was at 7-Eleven and they gave me a flyer. Like, not really, but kind of. And the same thing is going to happen with this. They're going to hear about this from every single person that's a professional except their CPA. And you need to be that person, or you need to be having a team of people that are doing that. So I think I've beat that to death. So Kendra, before we go into our, I don't want to say our actual work session, but kind of for the work session portion of things, let's do a quick recap here. So here's what you've got kind of working in your favor right now. Number one, the time of year. Kendra, like we talked about, people are ready to make decisions. They want cash flow for 26. They have huge technology initiatives, AI initiatives, supply chain initiatives, all these other things that they want to do, or some of them just want to grow the marketing initiatives, things like that.
Right.
You know what they all have in common?
They need money.
And you know what you do? You give them money. So that works out. So you got time of year. You've got, like I said, someone's going to do it. Might as well be you. You've got the fact that you can earn more money. Do you realize, guys, everyone on R&D, you earned 5 times what you did last year. And so you're looking at that. Plus, Kendra, we've got this 6-month deadline,
right,
where we can actually carry money back, physical checks, 780,000.
You touched on the 5 times, but even the state level credits, we didn't talk about any of that. They can, in some cases, 10x your commission.
Yeah.
And I don't have time to go into all that. We covered it last month, I think, but that's also a factor right now.
Yeah. So all of these things that are at your disposal, lead us to this. And
Do we have a drum roll?
I don't know. No, I just have, that's about as good as I got. So all of those lead to this. I want to explain why we're doing this on the, because sometimes usually it's like, oh, well, let's do a training. And then Kendra will get off the training and you give everyone a blueprint. And on that blueprint.
Yeah, there's a good, strong segment of you that all go in and do it. But there's a segment of you that get distracted.
Yeah.
And if we can walk through this today, right now,
we're going to do this together today. You won't have anything to do about this after the call because we're going to do it together on the call. Heather, can you flip over to the kind of side by side? You'll know which one I'm talking about. There we go. That one. It's like magic. Did you see everything just went like that?
Heather's our magical little.
She is. So, Kendra, you mentioned commission bonus.
I did.
Let's talk about that.
Let's take a look at it. So remember when we talked to you about writing down a few leads? Those leads, those 3 that we talked about. Did we specifically say 3 yet?
We didn't. You just gave it away though.
Sorry.
So that's okay.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. The ones that we're going to work with today in our work session, you will be tagged today for an extra 5% for R&D original studies and an additional 5% for cost.
So right now, this is what I want you to do with your piece of paper. Hopefully it has more than 3 names on it.
Yeah.
So I want you to grab your pen and I want you to circle 3 of those.
If you don't have 3, right? You need to have 3 on it now or you can't move forward with what we're about.
I'm going to let you I don't know how to make it any easier. So right now, but the catch is, Kendra, they can't do this 10 minutes from now or a half hour from now.
They got to do it right now.
So if you want, you're looking at your list and 3 names I want you to circle because in a minute, we're going to let you tag them for a commission bonus.
We've never done it like this before. And we've never done a commission bonus so big for something, specific that we're just literally going to walk you through.
So on R&D, not only do you make 5 to 10x what you did last, that's what Kendra said when she brought up the commission bonus. To be honest, I was like, already you're making 5 times. Why do we need a bonus too? But I see the value in this. I understand. So on top of that, her team's putting this commission bonus there. So you need to circle 3 names. And Kendra, in a minute, we're going to show you what to do with those because you're going to tag them.
Exactly.
And
now this isn't all we're going to do. We are going to physically walk you through some things here in just a second.
Yeah.
But I want to explain that once we get to the point where we've established who your 3 leads are going to be, you're also going to get a 14-day strategy follow-up specific to
this
those.
Looks so professional.
3.
Kendra, for the low price of $19,483, or is this free?
It's free.
It's free. Okay. So you're going to get a commission bonus on your 3.
For the low price of several late nights last week, I built all this out for you. Me and my team did.
So Kendra, you're giving them a 14-day strategy that's custom
to each of these 3 that you're writing down right now. And I'll show you, Kendra, how in the world are you going to do that? I'll show you how we're going to do it in just a moment.
All right. So for those of you, in case you're focusing in, you're like, okay, I got to narrow this down to 3. That's a tough one, by the way. Or for some of you, you're like, I don't have my sheet of paper is blank.
Just
that kind
go
of thing.
Google something real quick.
Listen, let me give you,
names.
Kendra, I got a pin. No, nobody needs to Google anything. You drove past a Culver's today. You see a Holiday Inn on your way home.
John just put in his local ice cream parlor. I mean, come on, guys.
Go. That's actually, so this is your Pinterest inspiration board. Now, here's what I want you to do. And John kind of got us started with this. So I like this. Okay. So don't type the name of the company in because, John, don't worry. I'm not coming after Hudsonville ice cream. But for some of you, you may have a name of a company that, maybe other people could Google it or whatever.
A good relationship for you.
So what you could say is you could say my local Chevy, that kind of thing. So this is what I want you to do right now is the 3 that you want to tag in the comments. I want you to write that, you say, my brother-in-law works at a car dealership. There's a local distribution center, whatever the case is. I want you to go through and put that and drop your 3 names in here without them being the name of the company. Now, this is also like giver's gain because here's the thing. You're also going to help each other out at the same time. Because I could sit here and name people all day.
Got coffee shops, ice cream, dentist, manufacturer, commercial property, building owner, local vet. These are all great, guys. Keep them coming.
Focus in on one right now. So Gary says a local vet. I appreciate that because Gary, we're all a team here. Listen, like your local vet, wherever you are, it does not hurt you if Mike in San Diego is like, oh, a vet. I didn't think about a vet. I was just talking to the vet the other day. So what I want you to do,
Fabrication
unfortunately,
manufacturers.
we're going to rattle a lot of these because the way that Facebook and everywhere works is you can only see the comments of the channel you're in. That's just so. Kendra, I'll let you kind of rattle through.
I like this one. My wife's workplace, my local restaurant, Friends Engineering Consulting, funeral director, commercial REI, local radio business, Volvo dealer, veterinarian, metal fab, pharmacy, snow cone operator, Abbott Ball Company.
I like this one. So there's a concrete place with 3 locations. That's great because that might be some cost seg. I guarantee that's some Watsy.
His son-in-law's fabrication company. Yes. Oil field equipment manufacturer. Yes. Dentist. Yes. Nissan. You just bought a car. Go capitalize on that. Auto parts dealership.
Real quick, Jeff, you just hit the trifecta.
Yeah.
I love you so much right now. Manufacturing, restaurant, and car dealership.
Boom, boom, boom.
Jeff, you could just like make a whole business right there.
The company that installed my solar on my roof. Yes, Matt. My favorite restaurant, 45 years. Yes, you have relationships. You need to capitalize on those. Engineering consultants.
There's another one. I like this, Sean. Volvo dealership. They're great. Kendra, car dealerships, park on that for just a second. Car dealerships are great because of forced renovations.
Yeah, they are forced into renovations. Depending on which flagship they are, every 5 to 10 years or somewhere in there, they don't have a choice. If they want to stay a Volvo, they have to do XYZ in renovations, and it costs a lot of money. And so they get to do cost seg because they just did all this renovation. They just poured all this money in, and it gives them that cash flow. So they are aware as well. I just think that they get so busy with their dealing with their dealerships that they don't pay attention to it.
Yeah. Food processing,
health spa,
coffee shop chains,
farmers,
let's start
Servpro,
focusing on ones that we have. Oh, Servpros, yeah, their Servpros would be great because they have employees. They have so ones you see at this point.
Water filtration,
auto parts manufacturer, hotels. Ken,
custom cabinet.
Ken, I'm in love. Where have you been all my life? Auto parts manufacturer, love it. Hotels, plural, love it. Jack,
golf club.
Jack, call Ken. Dentist, apartment, car dealerships.
Dairy.
Ken, no, let's stick with Ken for a minute.
I can't find Ken. There's so many.
He's on screen right now.
Oh, okay.
So Ken, where have you been? Where have you been, buddy? So I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So these are great.
Keep them coming because people can see them. I think we're ready to probably step into our next point. Now, guys, this is going to be the big part of our actual work session. So I want you to be ready.
All right. So we've asked you to write down the 3 and add them to the comments. You've already been doing that. Kendra, I think at this point, everyone's
it seems like everyone has your 3. If you don't have your 3 or you're struggling, put a question in so that we can help you as a team backfill your 3. I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity to get an extra 5% for R&D or an extra 5% for cost seg because you had a mind like you were just.
I'm going to tweak that a little bit. You can put a question in, but if you're struggling, read everyone else's
everybody's
Pinterest
really giving great
boards,
feedback here.
These are just really, really good.
Lou Paul, those are great.
Yeah, mortgage company, auto dealership, restaurant, manufacturer. Mike, same thing. I need you to book a call with Jacqueline because she can.
Just so you guys understand,
she can make you a 7-figure rep this year.
Yeah.
With that. Listen, guys, are you serious? Like if these are your contacts, like. You should make 7 figures in the next 4 or 5 months. If these are your contacts, okay.
Jack is our secret, what do we call her? I don't know, our secret clothes.
She's our secret weapon.
Yes. And she's very unassuming and she gets on these calls, you guys, and just stay out of her way. Yeah. Let her close it for you. And she'll teach you on the side, but don't ask those questions during the call. Yeah. Let her lead the call. And you will be amazed at what happens.
Yeah. Now, for those of you with the team leader, you're not to talk about
team leaders are amazing too.
If you need to be talking to these about your team leader, these are great. Anybody with this kind of list, like what Mike's putting up there, there's no reason you shouldn't make 7 figures in the next 4 or 5 months.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to ask you something else. I don't want to get hypey. Is there something else you're going to do in the next 4 or 5 months that's going to make you 7 figures? Like, if so, great. Still put a few hours into this and do this. But if not, you need to put some serious effort on this. I would be seriously disappointed for some of you if I don't see you on the leaderboard coming up.
I'm so excited to see these lists. This is great.
Heather, we're at that point where we're going to share my laptop.
Session.
Okay. All right. The very page that you're on right now.
Let me say something real quick before we get started. We are physically going to walk through some things on some pages. Don't rush ahead.
Yeah.
If you do, I guarantee you will miss out and you won't be able to collect on your 3 because there's steps that I need to instruct you on how to take. So please just follow us along. Even if it feels a little slow, I want you to be able to capitalize on this. Don't rush ahead.
If you're watching on YouTube, that's fine. It should have opened a new page like that. And oops, wrong page. You should be able to go back a page and do that. But so if not, Heather's so what you want to do is you want to get back to this page. For those of you that are watching right now, this is what you're seeing. Very important. Let me look before I have anyone click. Yeah. Okay, good. It opens a new tab. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it has to.
So here's what I want you to do. If you can like minimize your screen, you don't want to lose this. Okay. But I always tell you, don't do this till after we're off the call. For the first time, I'm going to say, do this while we're on the call. So don't lose this screen, kind of position it a little bit off to the side, scroll up, and where it says blueprint, you're going to click that.
It's going to open a new tab.
Don't work ahead because you're going to skip a step and then you're not going to get your bonus.
I can't fix it. If you guys jump ahead and click submit, I cannot fix it. Do not do it.
Yeah.
Please don't do it.
Stick with us. We're all going to do this together. So thing 1, click the banner and get to this page. Heather, go ahead and put this page in the comment with the lookup. If for some reason, so Heather will put that in there. You can type in your ID or your username and password.
Start letting us know in the chat box that you're here and waiting for us so we can make sure everybody's here and everybody's together.
Okay. So first thing, Kendra, I want to say is no test on this page. Yeah, I'm the only person who gets to enter a test client today.
You told me I could say if they enter a test, it disqualifies them.
Yes, it will. So no test on this page. You're going to do
no
3
test clients.
We are not emailing these people. These are 3 people that you're tagging.
Sean says he's here. Is everybody here? They're on the correct page. It should say at the top, live work session, drop 3 leads below, but you're not actually doing that right now. And you can see client 1. Go ahead and put in, some people are asking, where's blueprint to click on it, Ryan?
Okay, let me go back to that real quick. So if you're watching here on the web, then you scroll up a little bit.
And Heather just put in a link that if you can't find that, you can use. Yep. We just got a thing that said, I don't have their email. If you can maybe Google it, look it up real quick.
Yeah, take a moment to
You're
do that.
going to need emails.
If you landed on this page earlier, the one that Kendra emailed you like 17 times in the last week to go to, this is the page it drives you to, and halfway through there's a blueprint. Okay, here's how the work session is going to work. I'm going to show, and then we're going to do. So first I'm going to show. Kendra, let's start with that part. So we're all on this page, or people are getting to this page. So I want to show you this page first. There are 3 client spots. 1, 2, 3. That's all you need right now. And what you're going to do, I'm the only person that gets to write the test. So I'm going to do, actually I need to do a different name because otherwise it gets confusing later. So you're going to put name of the company.
Right. While you're doing that, I'm going to say something. Heather, can you add the link again and tell them how to get their ID for people who are kind of stuck on the blueprint page?
Yep. And while she's doing that, if you're following that link, you can either do your 6-digit ID, or you can click the other tab and do your username and password.
Yes.
One of those you should be able to do and get there. But so Kendra, what we have now is, and we're going to give everybody, if you could tell, don't hit submit. So now tell us in the comments when you've got your 3 entered, so we don't get too far ahead of people. Wish this was like an open call, but that would probably get very noisy. So you're going to enter 3 times: first name, last name, company name, email, and industry. Now, the reason you want to enter the correct email is because Kendra's going to generate you a ton of stuff, and this information that you put in here is going to be auto-populated for you. I'm kind of like spoilering.
The email is kind of key to making all of this work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I'd sent that out kind of in the email ahead, or in notification ahead of time, but you do need that. So look them up in your phone, text them real quick and say, hey, what's your email? I got to send you something, whatever you need to do to get the 3 emails that you need.
Okay. So Gary said, I'll go over one more time and then we'll kind of proceed. Let us know in the comments that you've entered your 3, not hit submit yet. So again, what you do, I'll take it from the top. The page you're working on or the link that Heather
Hold on.
posted.
Everybody pay attention who needs instructions on how to get to the page right now. Pay attention. Look at your screen, please.
So here is the page you're likely watching on. Just scroll up a little bit and click blueprint right there. That's going to open this. If you're not on this page, if you're watching on YouTube or somewhere else, then what you're going to do is Heather just posted this URL right here, live-work-session with lookup. I'll just do that real quick. So when I do that, so it's going to do that. And then you'll either like enter your ID or do your username and password. But
if you clicked on the page and it hasn't opened, use the link that Ryan just described.
Yeah. So that will get you there.
We'll get to you in just a second, Ron.
Okay. Let us know in the comments if you're there though.
And keep typing in comments. Heather and the team will help you. They'll direct message you in there to get you up to speed.
Yeah. By the way, so for those of you doing the lookup method, this is what you're at.
Look
So
at your
can
page, your
enter
screen
your
right now.
number, like 104-308, like that kind of thing. Or if you don't know that, you can just click portal credentials and do
Your username and password. You should all know that.
Yeah. Now it's a little slow right now because we're all like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of us are all doing this at the same time. And that's not how web pages work.
Right.
That's not how systems work. So, they usually like this person enters and that you rarely get hundreds of people that do things at the same time. So Kendra, I'm going to keep going. So let's check our notes here.
I will send step-by-step directions just to make sure the few people who aren't able to get in your follow-up, there'll be some directions. But if you're in, go ahead and follow through with us right now.
Okay. So no test. You should have entered 3 people here.
But did not hit submit. If you haven't entered them, go ahead and enter them.
Yep. So a couple people said they got a 404. Give it a second, hit refresh, that kind of thing. Like I said, it comes from everyone doing the exact same thing.
At the same time.
It's how sites work. So you should enter this first name, last name, company, email, that. Okay. So now you can go ahead and hit submit. I'm going to navigate away for a second. So we're not getting ahead of ourselves.
Or refresh this page.
So we'll give everybody a second to do that. Let us know in the comments after you hit submit.
Jeff, you can just submit one right after the other, but do hit submit on all 3.
Yeah.
And if you're not able to get in, I will record a step-by-step on how to do it and send it out. But it does need to be done today if you're going to participate.
Yep.
It'll be flagged in Marcus today.
Okay. So you're doing that. It is going to take a minute, but some's going to populate. I'm not going to stay on it until we're ready for that. So some of you let us know you've hit submit on your 3 and let us know that you can see it. I see the people that are saying it's not doing it, but some of you let me know that have done it and we'll talk through.
If you're waiting on your credentials, they should come in just a minute. Did all three, submitted.
Okay, thanks, Gerald. Ken, sorry to see you got an error. Just do it again.
Yeah, be patient. It's a lot of people at one time, but there's a purpose for us doing it together. So don't get frustrated.
Yeah, IT did yell at me for this idea. We've never done anything. Again, I want you to think, even if you're Shopify and you have a client that has a shoe store, you don't have, hundreds or thousands of people all clicking the submit button at the same time, no matter what your size is, unless you're Amazon or something like that. So it's
Clayton,
just not
you can
the way.
do one. I would love it if you did 3 though, because you're going to miss out on the potential on the other 2. You can do one.
Yeah.
If for some reason you don't get in before we move forward, I will send a video that's separate from the wrap-up email that walks you through it with your direct access information. So if you're not in, don't get frustrated, but pay attention because you're going to want to be able to see what's next before, when I send you this information.
So Kendra, now we're going to go into what it produced.
Yes.
Which is not the action plan yet, by the way. This is, we're still going through this. So
each one of your submissions has now created an email generator, and you have this left-hand menu box that kind of gives you some instructions and some information. The first thing I want to point out is the client identifier in the top. you need to physically write this number down for each of your client submissions.
This is your action plan generator. It's your commission code. It's everything. It won't regenerate once you leave this page.
Yep. Once you have submitted, you'll see what's on the screen right now. Please pay attention and look at your screen if you've submitted. On the left-hand side at the top of the gray box, there'll be something called the client identifier. You need to write those down on a piece of paper before we move forward.
So you've got your ID, and we'll talk about what to do that, but write it down for now. You'll see it. It's an imperative part. And then Kendra, over here with this email, talk about this. For those of you, you should be able to see the screen.
You've got a drop down and you have 4 options, and you want to pick the option that best fits this potential client. You've got cold, warm, R&D, or cost seg. That should cover just about everything for an intro email. And then once you've selected which email you want for this client, you are going to open your email program on your computer, and you're not going to send it yet.
Not Constant Contact.
You are going to send this out of Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, what is Microsoft 365?
Yeah.
Something like that only. Don't try to log in and send it out of some big email program. That will not work. You need to send it out of your personal.
The deliverability of your personal email is great. Unless you're not sending 1,000 emails, you're sending 3.
Right.
So here's how you do this. You see here where it says copy subject line, hit copy. Go over to your favorite email program, paste the subject line. Come back here, see where it says copy body. I've done that. Paste. So what this has done, and Kendra, this is great. This is my personal link.
Yep. Everything is personalized. It's going to have their contact name. The link is going to work, and it's going to lead to your page. It's going to be your signature line. So you're going to paste the body only into a new email out of your personal email box. So if you're at that point and you're being able to follow that far, go ahead and do that, but do not send. Do not send.
Okay. So you've got now your 3 emails, and
Jeff, I told you not to jump ahead. I really hope you're not there, because if you're there, then the bonus isn't going to work. I told you not to jump ahead.
So you have to BCC, and it's right here on screen, gmg@gmgsavings.com. That's how you get, bottom line, here's how you get your commission. You're going to email this person, and you're going to BCC gmg@gmgsavings, and that magical act right there is what tags your client for you. So if you selected your 3, you've entered them on this page, like we showed you. It generated this template. You wrote down your client identifier, and now you're going to email them. Do it right now.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh, I'll do this later.
No, I want you to do it now. So pop over to your email program, copy the body, copy the subject line is a separate copy. You can see that right there. And then you're going to copy their email address from the left-hand side. See, we gave it to you right there. So it's super easy. And then you're going to BCC gmg@gmgsavings.com.
And Kendra, they can go ahead and send their 3.
That's when you can hit send.
So support message me. They've already had a ton of these come in. So you guys you're sending. That's good. So again, let me kind of recap. You've entered the client.
The BCC isn't for accountability. It's so we know you did it, and we know we can count that for your bonus.
That's how we tag them for you.
That's
so you entered one of the 3 you want to tag, and then you wrote down your identifier, and then you cut and paste an email in your email program and BCC support. Now you're tagged. Okay. Now, if this deal closes between now and January 30th, okay, we're giving you a good amount of time to do it. You're going to get that bonus that we talked about on any of these 3 clients.
Now, many of you have sent all 3 emails. You've copied, pasted the body, the subject line. You've BCC'd us and sent it to their email out of your private email. That's where I want you to be. And if you're not with us, it's okay. But I want you to pay attention to what's next, because when I send you the step-by-step, you're going to need to know what's next.
Yeah.
Now is time for the 14-day follow-up that I talked to you about. If you scroll down on your page.
So first of all, good job, everybody. This is the first step to doing this. And you might be thinking, oh, there's not really real magic to this. No, listen, you're giving away free money. What we've got to do first is notify, but what Kendra's about to take you into is the rest of it. So you've selected your 3.
Yep.
You've entered them. You've written down your ID. You've sent an email. Don't leave it in your draft. There's nothing to draft. Just send it. BCC support. Congratulations.
If you only have one, do one. If you only have two, do two. I will give you guys until midnight tonight to do this. And I will give you the instructions on how to be able to do that and that follow-up that I'll send separate from the follow-up email. Now, the 14-day follow-up, you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of this page. Unlock your 14-day closing strategy. Those 3 numbers that you wrote down that were client identifiers, this is where you're going to put those numbers.
So this code right here, that client identifier.
You don't even have to type it, you guys. I gave you copy and paste.
You're going to paste that there, and I want you to see something. When I click let's go, it opened a new tab here for me to go through. Now, Kendra, this tab right here.
So I had somebody ask a question, how do we get back to this later? This is the page that you want to be able to save. So you're just simply going to either bookmark it if you know how to bookmark it, or copy that URL and email it to yourself, or paste it somewhere, save it somewhere. It's not super hard, guys. The URL, if you can highlight the URL again at the top, Ryan, top of your page, that URL, you're going to copy it and either bookmark it if you know how, or copy and paste that to a note, email it to yourself, put it in your task manager, wherever you're going to be able to find it.
This is cool. These are completely customized. By the way, no one say, oh, there's no day 1, there's no day 4. There isn't something to do every day.
Right. So let me explain what the 14-day closing strategy is. I work with many different experts in the marketing field. I have access to a lot of different teams, a lot of different programs. I'm in several different training groups. And I went to everybody and I said, hey, I want to create a very simple, very easy to follow 14-day closing strategy for my team, but I want it to work. Like, what are you guys finding that's working? Like, what do I have to build? Like, what days do I need to send? And what, this is what they helped me come up with. So I want you to understand the amount of expertise that went into building this for you. And I don't know if it's like day 0 is today. So if you open day 0, you'll see that you're sending the initial outreach email. You've done that. Day 2, if you can pop over on that, Ryan, everything is here for you.
It's customized.
All you're going to do. You don't even have to highlight it. You can just click copy, pop over to if you're on an iMac,
this is why you had to enter the client name, this identifier, and that identifier, by the way, so I can look. This is actually will run the calculator.
It's going to run the calculator for that client because you've created a client card for them at this point. And every couple of days, every day, there's something to do. And yes, if you don't do this on the days that it says to do this, you're going to fail. Absolutely going to fail. It literally is going to take you about 30 seconds every day to do the task that you're assigned. If you're not willing to put in 30 seconds for a couple of weeks, I don't know what else. I can't make it any simpler for you. That's as simple as I could get using a team of experts who said, this, if you want it to be as simple as this is what's going to work for you.
Yeah. So you enter a client, you write down the identifier, you select which email you want to send, you send it. In fact, Kendra, you have all the steps right here.
Yeah. Now you will be able to access this page. And if you've already submitted your 3, you can use it for others. The first 3 you submit are for your bonus. Like Rick just said, I want to send it to a warm contact. You can regenerate the first page after you've submitted your first 3.
Yeah.
And it'll give you an opportunity to do 3 more. That's fine. Don't regenerate it if you're in the middle of doing the others. It won't create them correctly, and I don't want you to get stuck. But
yeah, absolutely.
No, do not use existing client cards, Reed. Yeah. These are for new leads only.
Yep. So yeah, it has to be created and go through. But guys, I hope you see.
Congratulations,
everything
Catherine.
is done for you. So you've got the demand, you've got all of these that are ready. Kendra, I want to flip over.
I do want to say it can be frustrating if you're stuck. And I do apologize. I knew that was going to happen to a certain extent. But please don't stay frustrated. I'm going to, as soon as I leave you guys today, go sit down at my desk and do a recording and walk you through it step by step.
Yeah, this is our first time doing this. But, yeah, we'll. You know what I mean? Again, like I said earlier, if you're a shoe company and you use Shopify, no site is meant for whatever I don't even know the number. You know what I mean? I've seen, based on the volume, I think there's thousands of entries all at the same time. And that's fine. I apologize if that's a frustrating situation, but The important thing is that you get your 3 clients tagged. In fact, if you had problems before, I bet for a lot of you, if you click
refresh,
and enter now, less people are doing it.
Like
and it's
Catherine
probably fine.
did all 3, but only her first 2 populated. It's probably because it got overwhelmed. So your first 2, it looks like you got IDs for them. You're fine. They're in. Regenerate the page and a little
once
squirrely
you have
thing.
this, once you have those codes,
and you can regenerate at the top and enter your 3rd one. It's fine. Because it'll count as 3. It's just there's a lot happening in the system at one time.
So you have an opportunity. We've talked about that in this call. And then Kendra, you've given them this tool where they can come and it's going to generate an email form, create a client card automatically, generate an email. And then you've got this 14-day strategy that as I go through, here's email number 2. I know you didn't go this deep, but Kendra, it's not just one email. Now how one business saved 50,000 overlooked credits. Hey, Mike, we recently helped a company, that kind of thing. All you have to do is cut and paste this over and get this out. These client cards already exist.
I want to answer this question real quick.
Yeah.
So lovely lady, retire well. She's got all 3. How does she submit them to you? So can you go back one page for us? If you're taking a peek at this screen right now, you're going to enter your client information right there. You're going to click submit. And when you do, you'll see what's above, which is an email generation page. You're going to take this information, you can copy and paste it over to your email program, write down the client identifier that Ryan's highlighted right there up on the upper left. And as you're sending this, you're going to copy and paste the body, the subject line, and you're going to BCC gmg@gmgsavings.com. And that's how you're submitting them to us. That's how we'll know who your 3 are. And once you hit send, you've done that part. It's submitted. And then I want you to take that client identifier and scroll down to the bottom of the page and pop it right there.
Click
and when you say, let's go, you're going to get this page. And this is the page. I want you to save that URL because you're going to work this every day for the next 14 days. Pop it in a calendar event. There you go.
Yeah.
You're not going to forget to do it if it's in your calendar. And then you're going to follow each step every day. I hope that answered your question. Love your picture. You look great.
There's a couple of questions that I saw earlier that I want to touch on. Kendra, I starred them. Let me get back to them. So is this for all manufacturing, like food, beverage, alcohol, etc.? It's for most manufacturing, and yes, it is for, let me show those questions as I say, I'm sorry, Clay. So it's for most manufacturing. Yes, food and beverage would be a good qualifier. Rick says, is the look back period to 21 and forward? It's actually 22, 23, 24. I'm going from memory, but yes, those are, it's 22, 23, and 24.
Can I answer Sherry's question?
Yes.
Sherry said, yikes, I found this earlier and thought I had to do it before this session. I only got 1 put in. I followed the directions that were there. Hope I'm okay. Fingers crossed. Find 2 more and submit those as well.
Yeah, get your 3.
But make sure you get your 3 and reach out to support so that they can help you find your client identifier. And then they will flag the one that you sent that was not BCC'd to us so that we will know.
Scott said he has appointments with 4 manufacturers this week. Love it. That is good. Tom said, is there a difference between the type of entities, C Corp, S Corp, or partnership? There is. They all qualify. What it really comes down to is who gets the money. Like in an S Corp with 3 partners, the credit's going to flow through differently, but physical checks in most cases are going to go through the actual partners, not the main entity, which is even better, by the way, because you're talking about post-tax revenue out to a business owner. So thanks for highlighting that part. I think the important thing to know, Tom, though, our system handles all that. So once you run the calculator, we're going to drive them over to the R&D activation module. The first question on there is, what type of entity are you? So the system handles all of that. Next question I want to cover, Dave says, how do I get a list of COS you are talking about? I don't know what that means. That's why I started this. So Dave, if you could repost your question.
I sent you a little image, if you have the ability to share it, that shows what BCC means, like what it is and how to see. Like, it's just simple, but
I'll pull that up in a second.
I think some people are just struggling.
Is there a minimum payroll for a prospect to qualify? The system handles that because Kendra is based on type of entity, what they do, things like that. But generally for manufacturing, we want to look at $1 million in payroll or more. I want to get through these questions first because I had started a bunch earlier.
Stephen, we're going to show you here in a second.
Also in cost seg, if they don't own the property, can they still get cost seg on a major renovation? Absolutely. What you do on the calculator is where it says purchase price, you just put the renovation price instead. We just don't do that because we don't want to confuse buyers as they land to the page, or potential clients, what I meant to say. And so, but if you got someone and, they did a, 500,000 or $1 million or $2 million renovation, then just put it in there. Kendra, how did you send it to me?
I texted it to you. Google numbers you can text on, correct?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Jeff says, what if I don't have, oops, sorry, wrong one. Yeah, jumped. What if I have no number to send to do the text task? Just get yourself a Google number. I'm not going to give you all the details to do that. I'll leave that up to you to do your due diligence. But if you get a Google number, you can text back and forth. It's free. So I
don't have an easy way to change my share now that I see it.
So BCC, Heather's tried to explain it to those of you who don't understand what it is. When you're sending an email, there's recipient, there's CC, and usually right under that, there's BCC.
If you're using Gmail or Outlook 365, there's a little arrow next to the two, and you have to click it and expose BCC.
Yeah. And it basically stands for blind carbon copy, because back in the day, you used to have to put on there who you carbon copy when you were typing it. It was a carbon copy, but that's what it just means, that they're not going to see that was sent to us, but we're going to see the email was sent. If you can't
find it, I'll give you another trick. Or some of you might be like, oh, I already sent it. What do I do now? Do I have to resend? Let me give you a trick. Go into your sent box. You're going to see it there. Click on it. Click forward.
There you go.
And forward it to GMG at GMG Savings. So, Kendra, I'm going to fly through
We had another question. Can I, after my 3, keep using this? Absolutely. Once you get the 3 in, the 3 will be tagged, but you don't have to BCC after that. But yeah, feel free to use the tool. I stayed up late last week and made it myself. Yeah. So use it as much as you'd like.
So let's see. Are R&D and cost seg both cash payments? So R&D in most cases is a physical check. With cost seg, it's usually a reduction in amount that you're going to pay. I consider that cash flow. It's not with cost seg, you don't have to wait for a tax refund or anything, because generally you're going to reduce what you pay, or maybe take back out some of what you just recently paid. So why aren't CPAs helping with this? It's an engineering based approach. So it's kind of like saying, well, my family doctor is a doctor. Why aren't they doing my heart surgery?
Right.
Or why aren't they removing that big weird thing from my toe? It's just a different profession. And we're the toe specialist all the way through. Or I kind of like heart doctor better. Brain surgeon, maybe? Yeah. We're the specialist. And so, CPAs get this. They don't, by and large, feel threatened by what we do. A general doctor, a general practitioner of a doctor's office is not going to say, well, why didn't you come to me for that brain, surgery that you needed done? They get it. There's a specialty that's all they do. In the same way, all we do are payroll-based and property-based credits. I would never want to learn everything that a CPA has to do, and our team wouldn't either. So
Zoe asked, how can I go back and undo a client to replace them with someone else? Unfortunately, you can't, but feel free that after you've done 3 to go back to the page and do another one. It's fine. Somebody asked, how do I get back to the page where the 3 clients are? When you clicked, when you went into the 14-day, it opened in a new tab. And if you're looking at your screen right now, you can see that there's multiple tabs along the top. Just click on it until you find the one that has the client 1, client 2, client 3 on it.
And if you see some more in the general list, if you'd star them, that way I'm kind of taking them in the order I want to make sure people that submitted them early in the call.
Minerva's got a really good question. Can I?
Okay. Go ahead and star it.
Yep.
And that way it goes in the right order. So Robert, I love this earlier. I want to talk about this point for a second, Kendra, is 92% of American workers are looking for a side hustle or a gig. Robert, absolutely. Not only is this a great opportunity for you, but as you just pointed out, everybody you talk to is probably looking for a good way to make money. And the thing you should be looking at is, are you in front of companies or clients, or are you willing to be? And if so, you should be bringing these people in as a partnership. If our phone is ringing, Kendra, from cold calls of people that find us and want to offer our services, I've never seen that before. We've seen that on cost seg. We've seen that in R&D. We've never had cold calls in from people that say, hey, I'm an insurance company. I have 7 agents. I just talked to one the other day. They financial services company. They had, I think, 75 agents, that they wanted to talk to. 25 of them specialize mainly in just commercial things. And they want to come in. And so you should be seeing this all the time right now. My calendar's booked like the next 2.5 weeks just with these. So you should be seeing those. Good comment there. That was the question I asked earlier to kind of repost.
The list that there was a little bit of confusion on the list thing. They thought we were going to send them lists. If you're in premium and you go into your portal, there's a lead lookup thing. All you do is you go in there and you type in your zip code. That's where your list can be found. We won't be emailing out any list or anything like that. You just have to do your due diligence and go in there and type in your zip code. And if you have any questions on how to do that, you can reach out to support.
We need to show them how this is win-win for their prospect and qualify it. There are no guarantees. Henry, I don't know if that was a comment or a question. Sorry, I started that earlier. So Kendra, I'll let you pick some of the ones out of the starred list if you see some.
Yeah, there was one. Ooh.
What if I made a typo on the email? Can I fix it? Yeah,
I have a question though. What did you change?
Well, no, he's saying you entered on the form.
I'm just kidding.
Just go. I would say in that case,
just do another one.
Yeah, just do another one. Good question there.
Event halls and nightclubs. Yes, they're actually great because they're usually self-owned, and it's usually like a family or an individual who owns them. So they're actually, you can really get to the owner really easily, and they tend to have a decent return for being a smaller location. So absolutely great.
Yeah. Emil, I love this. Good stuff. I think I actually did it without screwing up. Blind squirrel finding a nut. Love it. I honestly, I think that's what we strive for. We learned that lesson in ERC where we just wrote templates, gave you the IDs and said, cut and paste these. And we were seeing so much business come in just from like Facebook posts and stuff. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's not as much the case now. ERC had such a demand and a wide recognition, but we try to make it cut and paste.
Tom wants us to do another quick recap of the 14 days. So when you put in your 3 and you hit submit, you can see on your page right now, go back one, that you got this. You want to grab that client identifier, and I'm pointing up because I can see it up here. Sorry, guys. And you're going to copy that and scroll down. You're going to pop it right here and hit let's go. And when you hit let's go, you're going to get this page. You need to save that URL, either put it in your calendar, email it to yourself, whatever, bookmark it. And then each day, I think we skipped day 1. You have to give them a chance to digest what you sent them. Otherwise, you seem a little thirsty. So we don't want to seem thirsty. We want to give them a little bit of time. And each day is very strategic. Like there's a reason you send a text first because it's casual and it's easier to engage. And then you call and follow up because when somebody doesn't respond to your text, you usually get a phone call after it, right? Hey, I sent you something, blah, blah, blah. And then an email. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's been trying to get a hold of me. And then you might pop up in their LinkedIn and they're like, oh yeah, I need to get back with that guy. And then you're going to send a follow-up text. Hey, and you can, as you move through these, you can see how they work off of each other. And I'm telling you, don't not do every day. Don't feel like you're being pushy. They're worded the right way. They are perfect. Just use it. Yeah. Please just use it.
So good question there. I think, Kendra, I'd say we have time for like 2 or 3 more questions. I want to take this one while you're looking for how do we split commissions as partners? You don't have to worry about that. Our system handles all of that. We have a full comp schedule. You can reach out to support if you're unfamiliar, but we have people, some individuals have, 300-400 partners.
And we just handle it all for
handle it all for them. That's just, I guess I want you to understand, because I talk about partners, and for some of you, that might be a new concept. Understand, as a company, the reason we have all these tools is because we are partner first, meaning when we started 25 years ago, we started by working with a small financial firm that had 70 reps. And then we moved on to another financial firm, not moved on. We also brought in another financial firm that had 125 reps and so on. And so our entire business is built on a partnership model. So because of that, we handle everything for you, Raphael. I mean, we handle the onboarding, the training of your partner, the commission payments, the tax forms, all of that is handled by us. So you don't have to worry about any of that.
Warrior in Texas asked me if I skipped day one for a reason. Do not worry. I didn't make a mistake. You have to give them a moment to process what you sent them. If you jump in and you text them too early, you seem very thirsty or very desperate.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. Give them a day to read your email. I go 2, 3, 4 days sometimes and don't read my regular inbox. So.
I'll say, because I love the name, by the way. The only thing tougher in your name is that face. I love it. Warrior, Texas. But, let me just say, your client. Like if this is your buddy or something like that, then, you might grab the text, follow up and say, hey, I just sent you an email. You need to open that today. But like, your people, your business. So if you have an opinion, let me put it another way, Kendra, you can go stronger if you want, just don't go lighter than this. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you're like, when I do things, I communicate twice as much as that.
That's fine. That's you. And that's okay.
I have never heard, Kendra, of, reps in all the years I've been doing things saying, hey, I lost this client because I over communicated. No, you lose clients because you under communicate. So listen, if you look at this and you say, I want to do more than that, then great, do more. Don't do less.
A couple of you might be in the same boat as Scott, and that's why I'm sharing his comment. He said, I've been scrambling to find emails. You'll definitely email details correct. I missed some parts. I promise. It will not be in the wrap-up email. It will be separate because that's going to go out here in a few minutes. I don't have time to go stop that. It'll be separate, and it will say like instructions or something like that. But give me a few minutes to get it done after our call.
Somebody said, same thing. I got email bounce back. Can I correct the email? Yes, you can. Listen, the 3 tags, it's how do I say? I mean, if the name's the same, like, we're not gonna be nitpicky about this.
Don't stress, guys.
We look for ways to pay people, not for ways not to pay people. So, don't worry about that. But I appreciate the question. Yes, just re-enter them and find the right one. Good question here is Holland said, are we doing manufacturing only? No, manufacturing is the topic of today. And there's a huge, we've got the deadline. We've got the 5X commission, which 5X benefit for the client, 5X commission for you. You got the commission bonus on it. But cost seg is, Kendra, almost just as strong. There's a high demand for it.
We didn't have time to go into both, but we did talk to you about the types of clients, and we definitely included many that were high qualifiers for cost seg. Cost seg is more valuable now than it's ever been with the changes to Big Beautiful Bill. So is R&D, but R&D we can push on the deadline. Yeah. But a lot of your clients are going to qualify for both. So I mean, don't skip one for another. You're out there to get as much as you can.
All right.
I have a quick question from Miss Retire Well, and I think that will wrap it up. She just has one more. She's a little bit slower than the rest, like not the rest, but she's in a whole group who are still like right here. And she's just asking where the link is. Got the initial link to send out emails, saw the days, didn't see the URL. So if you look at your screen right now.
So on the page that you're likely watching,
she's actually only looking for the URL for the
well, just because there were a number of questions. Yeah. So you've got the page you're on. You're going to go up to Blueprint. When you click Blueprint, that's going to get you to this page right here where you're going to enter first name, last name, company. That's going to tag them for you or start the process. That's going to generate this right here. Write down this ID, select the appropriate email, copy and paste it over to your Gmail, something personal, something easy it's going to do, bccgmg@gmgsavings.com. Then you take this ID right here and you unlock your strategy. That's going to open this page right here in a new tab. And then what you're going to do is bookmark this link right here.
There it is. Not sure
if I answered her question, but
that URL that's highlighted in yellow on your screen right now, that's what you're looking for. Yeah. And you want to save it because that's what's going to get you back here to be able to do this for the next 14 days. I would literally put it in your calendar.
All right. Heather, cut me to full screen for dramatic outro.
Outro.
Yeah, that's the right word. So, and you can take that off the screen if you would. There you go. All right. Isn't this exciting? Give some love to Kendra and the marketing team, and thanks for putting this together. But what I got to say to you is, You got the right opportunity at the right time. And I think you got the right tool set to do it. And she's going to pay a little extra. I wouldn't have done it if I were her, but she talked me into it. So,
well, you know why? I'm going to cut you off. I'm so sorry. I want you to use these tools that we just made because, and I'm not going to give it away, but they're leading to something bigger in 2026.
Yeah.
This is a taste of the way we're going to be working together that's going to make your work even easier in the next year. And so I really want to incentivize them to use this system today. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go like this so you don't interrupt me again. So you just stay, just back up a little. There you go. You're out of my frame. No, I'm just joking. You're fine. You're back in frame. Listen, if you're in a position where you're like, I want to make some serious money in the next 5 or 6 months. I don't ever do this. I don't do this, but I am going to today. If you want to make some serious money in the next 5 or 6 months, this is what you need to do. It's very simple. First of all, you need to make sure everybody you know, everybody you talk to, everybody you run into knows that you have some money. And this is what it sounds like. I'm going to give you my personal pitch and tell you how to do it. So you just talk to them. And everybody like, how are you doing? How are the holidays and everything? You're like, oh, slammed. Just that right there. They're gonna say, why are you so slammed? Well, with the new bill that passed, we've just got all this money that we're having to get out to local businesses. And, we're just kind of buried in applications. Chasing you, that's what's going to happen. Okay. From there, what do you mean money that's available for? Well, there's actually under the new bill that passed, there's 5 times the amount of money for some businesses. In fact, in some states, in some cases, it's 10 times what used to be available. And I say, what kind of money? Blah, blah, blah. Then get out your iPad, which I hope you have your calculator booked on, and you or your phone or whatever the case is, and you go like this. That's it. Okay. So you need to be doing that every day, all day, several times a day. That's thing number 1. Thing number 2, for those of you who want to go, forgive me, but like baller status with this, like go build a team. If you don't know how to do that, if you're like, listen, I know some financial planners, I know some financial services folks, some realtors, I had somebody like during SWAT, they said, hey, I have a friend who's a manufacturing sales rep. Would they be good? Absolutely, they'd be good. Listen, right now, you've got support's email. If you know somebody like that, reach out to support. Talk to them.
They are here to help you, and they will. They know every trick that we've ever created. They know every tool that will work.
Yeah.
All you have to do is reach out.
Go talk to clients. Go talk to partners. If you do that, I'm just telling you, Kendra, this is one of those. I'm so sorry. I'm going to slide your laptop because the screen is like getting me. If you do that, if you go talk to clients and you go talk to partners, I'm telling you, you're going to get I don't have another way to say it. In the next 5, 6 months, you're going to get filthy rich. This is this limited opportunity you have to do this. Go talk to clients, go talk to partners. Make it your personal goal that you're going to bring in X number of clients. And I got to tell you, every one of you should be bringing in 30, 40, 50, 100 partners. And I don't mean like a partnership like a big association. I'm talking about every financial rep that you know should be your partner. Every CPA should be your partner. Every realtor should be your partner. Any person who talks to another business owner. If they're a restaurant supply company, they should be your partner. We've made it so easy. Support can tell you. You know how easy it is to sign up as a client, Kendra, right? You go there, you enter your info, you become a client. Kendra, how easy is it to become a partner?
It's the same system.
Same system. You go there, you enter your first name, your last name, your email address, click a few buttons, you become a partner. That's it. Everything else is handled for you. The same process and magic that we put behind becoming a client is becoming a partner. So those are the 2 things I'd recommend you do. Don't get caught up in anything else. Spend the next few months focusing on this, putting serious time behind it. And I'm telling you, there's no way that it doesn't pay off. And if you don't, Kendra, remember what happened with ERC? We had all these people that had been agents for years that watch new people step into the game and make literally millions of dollars in commissions in your neighborhood. And I don't know how many times, like I've been saying that the last 3 months, I don't know how many more times to say it. So let me just leave you with that. Have this dialogue over and over and over again. You need help with a client, reach out to support. They'll either handle it or they'll connect you with your team leader. They'll get you on a coaching call. We don't care. We just want to help you close the deal. You got partnerships you want to know how to bring in? Reach out to support. Because this is like, Kendra, you put all this together, and the most disappointing thing that could happen is you and the IT department, marketing, support, everybody, you spend all these hours, and then everybody says, that was pretty.
And they don't use it.
Don't be that person. It's a waste of time for the marketing department, everybody that puts these tools together. And worst of all, it's a waste of opportunity for you. Okay. We are counting on you as partners to go give away $2 trillion in the next 6 months. If you can't do it, find people that will. It's like literally that simple. And if you don't know how to do either of those, click the support button, the help button on your page that you're on right now. Reach out to support, talk to them and tell them, hey, here's some clients. How would I best approach them? Hey, here's some partnerships. How would I best approach them? They will connect you with the right people if need be, and they'll get this done for you. So Kendra, I just want to say thank you. I'm sure the comments are blowing you up right now, saying thank you, but I want to say thank you for everything. And I'll tell you, don't dishonor their work by doing nothing with it, because it would be a shame to yourself and a shame to everybody else. So Kendra,
all right, let's see what you guys can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.